98% of dudes rapping, they ain't nice as me. 98% ain't live the same type of life as me. The judge gave me life and then they sent me where the life is be. That level 4 with depth and vice, the type of stuff they like to see. Two choices, fight or flee. I refuse to die a chump. I never been a mark, but damn, it's scary when that riot jump. I seen dudes cry, get pumped, and some sexually brutalized. Knew a dude who lost his life and he was only doing 5 year-long racial fights when homie all you do is ride. Lonely days and nights up in a hole causing suicide. From the moment you arrive, you see the Mexican mafia, AB skinheads with big giant swastikas, pro-black philosophers, the BGF, the Gumby, and Muslims who will murk you from the nation to the Sunni. That MS was loony, quick to ride up on they rival. Even Christians went to church, hide knives up in a Bible. Political and tribal, the Crips and Damus, the Long Beach, the Hubs and the Dubs and the Grooves, the IE, the Bakersfield, the Dago Pyrus, the Hustlers quick to roll, the gangsters don't move.
Say, what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to Life, and I'm back like I'm on a parole violation. Yard down! For those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life, and I served 24 years straight in the California prison system. Yeah, that's me gassing on that intro song right there. And if you want to get that song, you can purchase it on a 10-song EP that you get directly from me on a digital download link. If you're interested, hit me up on my email, 16tolifemusic@gmail.com, Cashapp, PayPal, or Zelle me $20. I'm going to get it to you ASAP. If you want to check out more of my music, go to my YouTube playlist, scroll down to gas stations, or type in 16 to Life gas stations, and you can hear much more of my music there. Now let's hop. So today, in my opinion, man, we got a crazy phone call coming in from Gumby from Hoover. So for those of you guys who may not be familiar with Gumby from Hoover, let me give you a quick breakdown of his story. Somewhere around the age 19, 20, somewhere around there, right? He was convicted of a murder that he really did not do, and he was given life without parole for that murder. After serving about 15 to 16 years, he happens to get into it with one of his homeboys and kills one of his homeboys out there on the yard in front of everybody. He goes to the hole. He already has life without parole for the crime that he was honestly and actually innocent of. So now they're trying to give him the death penalty. He gets a lawyer on that case, and at some point the lawyer realizes and discovers he was actually innocent of the case that originally sent him to prison. Now, on the case that originally sent him to prison, he was convicted along with another individual. Eventually and ultimately, that case is overturned. He then eventually pleads down to a manslaughter for the charge of killing his homie on the yard, and eventually he's released from prison. So Gumby and the original individual that he went to prison with in the first place is awarded millions of dollars, man. I originally had heard about Gumby's situation when I was in prison myself. Me and Gumby have several mutual friends, and eventually one of them put me in contact with Gumby. I've always wanted to talk to him and have him on my program. So far that hasn't happened. But anyway, at some point in time, Gumby started making the rounds on YouTube. He also has a YouTube channel that's called, I believe, Checking Ain't Cheating. And originally, this brother right here from Real Tune TV reports that he went back to jail. So I'm going to show you guys this. Then I'm going to get into, in my opinion, what is an extremely shocking phone call, his first phone call that he made while he's locked up in jail. So let's check this out first, though.
And I'm going to just go ahead and break the bad news since nobody else wants to say it. Unfortunately, Hoover Gumby crashed out and has been arrested. He now sits in the county jail. It's sad. This is probably one of the saddest stories because Gumby actually had an opportunity to be somebody on the internet, not for a negative purpose, but for a good purpose. And everybody's always asking, why was I pushing him so hard? And I truly believe, like, his story, bro, you were exonerated. Like, God called you for a purpose. He has a purpose for you. You can do something. Your case alone is big enough to free a lot of black men who are in jail and they're innocent, like Gumby was. But unfortunately, before he can blow up, before he can be a figure, a lot of negative things happened, and ultimately he goes to jail.
Now let's stop right here real quick. In my opinion, man, let's try to look at this whole picture, right? Gumby was 19 or 20 years old, somewhere around there, maybe a little older, but he is sent to prison, given a charge of, given a sentence, of life without parole. Then he's put on these level 4 yards around some of the worst criminals in California. Now, of course, you got everybody, or you have a lot of people in prison, proclaiming their innocence. So, of course, his words of "I'm innocent," it's not being heard. People just think he's another dude just talking about "I'm innocent." But while being in these prisons, right, he has to survive. He has to, do what he has to do in order to even try to make it home. So it's just not that easy as, he was exonerated and this and that. Man, this dude is around the worst of the worst, and stuff is, real life stuff is happening in those prisons. I believe he went somewhere maybe in the late 90s or early 2000s when prison was still extremely hostile. So let's not just walk past that.
Now, I'm not going to count Gumby out, and I'm also going to say that Gumby's innocent until proven guilty, but I have to go over the charges. See, I know men are lied on a lot in the court of law, and but it's not looking good for Gumby. So he's arrested, it says here, for proof of insurance requirements. So he didn't have proof of insurance, so he got pulled over, apparently, and he didn't have insurance. Then he got surrender certificate of registration. Basically he was in a car that was unregistered and didn't have insurance. Okay. Next, he has battery, domestic violence on a pregnant victim. He has 3 counts of this. So he has 3 counts of battery, domestic violence on a pregnant victim, which he's awaiting return hearing for. He has $0 bond on these 3 charges. And it says that he'll see the judge February 2nd, 2026. So he's going to be in jail for a little minute.
Now, most definitely, those charges do not sound good at all. Like we say, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. And at times, I think it has been a strategy of women sometimes to call the police and make claims that are not necessarily true. I am not saying that this happened in this case whatsoever. I'm just putting that out there, right? I know several individuals who I was locked up with, who had life and who have got into relationships with women, and they said women have, for whatever reason, became angry and called the police and made false charges. I have a good friend of mine who actually went back to jail and done some time, and he said he will never ever tell a woman again that he has been to prison, because they try to use that over your head sometimes when they get upset. Not saying that is the case here. Now let's get into what I think is an extremely bad choice of words and horrific decision that Gumby makes in a phone call, right? A lot of people fail to realize, because a lot of times when we see Gumby on some of these platforms, in my opinion, he's inebriated, he's talking crazy, right? But a lot of people fail to realize Gumby is an extremely intelligent individual, and he done a lot of the legwork in terms of having his own case turned over while he was sitting in the hole for years upon years, right? A lot of times while an individual was sitting in the hole, your main thing is reading books, especially if you're trying to obtain your freedom, and especially if you are in there on a charge which you are actually innocent. So I say all that to say Gumby is an extremely intelligent individual, and a lot of times I just feel that doesn't always show. So now we're going to switch to another YouTube channel. The name of this YouTube channel was called Back Bracken. So y'all definitely be sure to go check it out, like, subscribe, and hit his YouTube channel up, man. Anyway, let's get into this phone call.
Your card was charged successfully. This call is from a correctional facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. 3-way calls are strictly prohibited in a violation of MDOC policy.
Thank you for using Global Tel-Link.
Okay, gang shit on Hoover. I was Hoover Gumby coming to y'all live and direct from Las Vegas County Jail on Hoover, though. I peeped everybody ran my content, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? What's happening, Back Bracken?
What's going on, man? How you holding your head up in there?
Nah, man, this is shit. This is crazy to me, bro, because, man, I haven't been in jail for so long, little bro, and the craziest shit about it, as soon as I touched the motherfucking jumpsuit, bro, everything was right back into place, bro, on Hoover. That's crazy. I got the whole motherfucking county jail programming, Crips and Bloods programming together on hold without. What you mean? Like,
Yeah.
Now to keep it 100, man, I think if I happen to go back to jail right now, I would probably be a little bit shook up just because now I know what it all entails, right? When I was young, I didn't really give a fuck. Yeah, that's the difference between it. It's really not a whole lot of difference between me now and the younger me when I went to prison. The only difference is now I give a fuck. Back then when you're young, you wild and crazy, you don't care about what's gonna happen. Now that I care and I know I have a whole lot to lose, so it would definitely, be on the forefront of my mind. But anyway, let's hop back into this call.
get crazy, bro. Second nature. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to all my supporters and shit, all these fake ass bullshit charges. It is what it is, though. Like, I guess this is America, so you innocent till you proven guilty, but it ain't nothing, though.
Yeah, so what's going on with everybody saying, like, they trying to make it seem like you a woman beater and like you was terrorizing your girl and she was pregnant and all this other stuff?
Man, that's crazy. Well, I can't really speak too much about an open case, but, a lot of people think I'm a terror. You know what I mean? My whole thing is that, like, and so all the dudes is out there popping it. If this is what they say I'll do to a pregnant bitch, what the fuck you think I'll do to y'all?
Come on now, Gumby. That is crazy, man. I mean, with all the legal trial and tribulations that you have been through, you have to know. I'm sure if anybody knows, from a legal aspect, this is crazy. This saying something like this is just, it's not going to help your case whatsoever.
Case is some old bullshit baby mama drama from like a year and a half ago. You know what I mean? So, like, these are all misdemeanor charges, bro. Literally, bullshit. A woman beater.
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all, but I go hard on a nigga and a bitch. Now, the fuck y'all think this is, nigga? Yeah. Period. Every real nigga I know that has some baby mama drama, especially when you up in the streets, you know what I'm saying, and you out there and you trying to do some shit that they don't want you to do. Of course they gonna put some shit on you. You know how that go.
Yeah. So, a lot of people think you may or may not be coming home. You want to speak on that?
I may or may not be coming home. Motherfucker, do they?
They trying to make it seem like you ain't coming back.
Okay, well,
like you gonna catch some time or something.
To catch some time. See, this is what they got. They got good bails bombers. See, this is so crazy because this shit is so old that they had to go and try to figure out where the case is at and all this other bullshit. These are misdemeanor charges, bro. And they got me held in here with no bail for a misdemeanor charge because they know if they let me get a bail, I'm out this bitch.
Yeah. They
know this already. So, it's nothing, though. We're just going to let the process do what it do. You know what I'm saying? Just like a lot of great men, motherfucker been accused of a lot of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at my record, though, I got murder, robbery. I got murder. I got all type of bad shit, right? Yeah. That they say I did, that I didn't beat. So this just to be some more bullshit, you know what I mean?
And as I was checking my phone earlier, the last video said that he goes to court February the 2nd. So I was checking my phone. The day is February 2nd. So he'll possibly go to court and maybe get some type of bail and then he can bond out and, deal with this case from the streets.
It's just an old case that they just happen to catch you up on.
Yeah, I've been on the run for this case for the longest, bro. My kid is damn near grown now.
Oh wow!
They know what I'm saying. This is you know what I mean? Like, let the content though. That's all it is. But I just want y'all to know, like, pay attention to what they saying. Pay attention, see. And my thing is with all you content creators, right? Like I said before, shit get real, y'all. Shit get real in real life. This ain't even nothing real. This is some bullshit. But just understand, life is real, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody got the same situation going on with distraught baby mamas because you doing your shit. You know what I'm saying? This shit is like literally from a year and a half ago. You know what I mean? Some shit that's already on the way. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I kind of got in a situation where I was talking to the police officer in a disrespectful manner, and he popped up with some shit, and he disrespected my manner and put my ass in here.
Oh, okay. So you probably
wouldn't
even been in there if you wouldn't have got into a verbal sparring match with the cop, huh?
Well, you know what I'm saying? It's inevitable. It was inevitable anyway because I should have went and took care of it when I was supposed to, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is a situation that just happened. Period. It is what it is. I can't. You know what I'm saying? I can't sugarcoat anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, the situation that they're claiming is nothing new. This shit's been going on for a while now. You know what I'm saying? If they claiming I'm a woman beater, I don't give a fuck.
Well, so it sounds like whatever this situation is, it was something that he had hanging over his head for a while. And so I guess he knew at some point in time if he happened to get pulled over, he was going to have to deal with the situation back into the car.
95% of my audience is niggas, so I don't give a fuck about nothing they talking about. I mean, I go hard on a nigga or a bitch. In this situation is all lies, bro. This is baby mama drama. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go into it, but if you got a baby mama, or any nigga out there that got a baby mama, they already know what I'm talking about. So we'll leave this situation for all the bitch-ass niggas to try to play with.
Yeah, all lies.
But I will be home soon. I will be home soon, y'all.
You got anything to say to anybody specifically, or anything you want to address?
I'm actually just waiting to go to court so I can get up out this bitch, you know, man, and then I'll address everybody I need to address. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because, like, I believe that you're supposed to run the content. You know what I'm saying? Run that shit. You know what I'm saying? Me, I don't have nothing to hide. I am who I am. Y'all pull up my record. Y'all see who I am. This is nothing to me.
That's one thing, man, I will say, man. Shout out to Hoover Gumby for talking about, run the content. I trip on when you had these dudes, man, who like to do content, who are in the YouTube space. Then, for whatever reason, they fuck around and become the content, and then they get upset and don't want people running content on them. So, man, shout out to Hoover Gumby on that note for having that mind state, because it is what it is. Everybody is looking to get a little bread, and it's just keep it in 100, man. He know his content. He called a content creator doing a phone call, so he know Deuce is gonna run the content. So yeah, shout out to him.
This is nothing. Jail is nothing to me. Craziest shit about it. When you go through classification here, the bitch said something to me to fuck me up, man. Like literally, like my mind and my whole situation is trained for jail. And she said, "You're institutionalized," and then I really realized it, bro. That's a real word. You know what I'm saying? This shit, bro. I came to this bitch, bro, and it was a big sigh of relief, bro. No bullshit. That's crazy, huh?
Yeah. Were you expecting it to be like that?
No, fuck no. Man, I ain't been to jail in shit years, like 10, 15 years. Yeah. Like, hell no.
And it's crazy, right? Because I was just thinking like this yesterday, man. It's been 8 years since I've been locked up and incarcerated, right? And once again, if I was to go back to jail, I definitely gonna be a little shook up, just because me knowing now what I'm facing, right? I'm just going there. I'm still not just to let nobody play with me. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. But now, me knowing now that, now I think, as opposed to when I first went to prison, right? It's easier now. It's so much easier now to catch a charge in prison. Now you have a lot of county jails, you have a lot of prisons, pressing charges on a person that's locked up, as opposed to back when I first went. For some things, they were just sending you to the hole and they would deal with it internally. Now you can get into it. Like I believe Gumby is in Vegas, right? So I seen they had a fist fight between Keefe D, the dude who has some charges pertaining to the Tupac murder. They was escorting him and another dude past each other in the county jail. These dudes get into a fist fight, and they charge these dudes criminally with a fist fight. So just me knowing all that stuff now, knowing that you really can go to prison, right, and not end up coming back out, I think that's something that would, definitely have me just, concerned, because things are changed.
So, it's crazy because a lot of times we get affected by things and don't really realize it. You know what I'm saying? Institutionalized. That's just a word to us. You know what I mean? But no, that's some real shit. Anytime you can be away from a place in jail, you know what I'm saying, for 10 years, 15 years, and fall right back in line, running the program. All y'all bust down, busting down. We doing this, making sure everybody's secure. Like that. Oh, like goddamn, like fuck me up.
It's almost like a sixth sense to you now, huh?
I'm sorry?
It's almost like a sixth sense to you now, like you just do it naturally?
It's primary. It fucked me up, bro. I get up out of here, you know what I'm saying? I hope they'll give me my bail on these punk-ass misdemeanor bullshit, and I go, I talk to my sister, you know what I'm saying? I talk to her about it.
And I'm going to stop it right there. Now, listen, the name of this channel is called Back Bracken. So y'all go through there. Y'all check it out if you want to hear the phone call in its entirety, right? I'm going to speak on this last little bit that they talking about. When they's talking about he goes back to jail. He gets all the Crips and the Bloods programming together. He's back to busting down, so on and so forth, right? And he says that it's because he's institutionalized, right? And I agree with that to a certain degree, but I also think it's also just basically knowing where you're at, being aware of your surroundings, being aware of your situation, and knowing that, hey, man, this is the way I have to program when I'm in prison. Just like if I'm going to play tennis, I got my racket with me, I got my shorts and my shoes. You know what I'm saying? In prison, it's certain things that you have to do in the event you want to try to make it out. Unfortunately, I told a true story, maybe about 5 or 6 months ago. I had a younger cousin who was locked up in the Las Vegas, Nevada prison system, and he ultimately lost his life. So it's just a sad fact that, you know, when you were in prison, if you want to come home, if you want to try to do your time unmolested, untested, and, you know, you're going to have to take a certain stance, and you're going to have to be willing to get cracking. And that's the horrible thing about going to prison. You can go in there for a month, a speeding ticket, so on and so forth, or whatever, and that doesn't necessarily ensure that you're coming home, man. So anyway, y'all already know what it is. It's your boy 16 to life. Resume no. Oh, and before I say that, right, be sure to go to my other YouTube channel. It's called No Chill For Real. I'm gonna start dropping 2 videos a day. I'm gonna try to get y'all 3 videos a day over there, but if not, 2 videos a day, and it's just gonna be for the most part, we're going to be clowning, having fun. It's going to be things that's unrelated to prison for the most part, man. Clowning, having fun, reaction videos, discussing this, discussing that, whatever it is, man. Anyway, y'all already know what it is. It's your boy 16 to life. Resume normal program.